What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over what I think is the most underrated weapon in Fortnite Chapter 7, and that is going to be the Tactical AR. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below which weapon you think is the most underrated, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So, underrated is an interesting thing to talk about. What this means is I think it's the best weapon that not a lot of people are talking about. I don't think it's the best thing in the game. I don't think it's the new meta loadout. It's just quite good and not really getting that much attention. And this weapon often goes overlooked because it doesn't have a red dot sight. And ever since red dot weapons have been added in Fortnite, it's just typically the premier choice, especially in zero build. While it is a third-person weapon with bloom, it does have very minimal bloom, very minimal spread. So if your aim is good, you will consistently land shots. It's not something that you really have to worry about playing around the bloom at all. You don't have to tap fire. You can full spray all the time. You can move while shooting. And if your aim is good, you're still going to have, pretty consistent accuracy with shots on the enemy. It also has pretty much no recoil. And it also has a faster fire rate than the Deadeye AR, which will matter in certain situations. I think one of the main kind of benefits of this weapon is that it does use light ammo. So if ammo is a concern to you, being able to run this weapon and, utilize light ammo rather than medium ammo can be really, really helpful, especially in team game modes. Like typically in solos or even duos, it's not the biggest concern. But if you have 4 players on the team and squads all using medium ammo, you can run out pretty quick. So just having one person on the team use this and kind of take everyone's light ammo and give their medium makes everybody just feel a little bit better as far as ammo is concerned. And if you do find yourself in a weird game for whatever reason where you just don't have medium ammo, the TAC AR might be a decent choice for you if you find like a decent rarity lying around. This weapon is viewed as a very weak weapon, but the damage is actually the same as the Deadeye AR. If you compare equal rarity. So like a green TAC AR has the same damage as a green Deadeye, purple, so on and so forth, right? The reason it feels so much weaker though is because the range isn't the greatest. The range is pretty lacking, and when they recently kind of rebalanced some of the weapons in Chapter 7, I wish that they had kind of increased the range on this because it does fall off much sooner than the Deadeye AR does. And the headshot multiplier also isn't as high. So in practice, in most fights, the Deadeye AR does feel like it has a lot more damage than the TAC AR. But that's just due to those other things. The flat damage is actually the same. What it does do better than the Deadeye, though, is its fire rate is a bit faster. So you will be shooting faster, and that can be helpful in a lot of situations. And the hipfire accuracy is also significantly better. So in close range fights, you will often have an advantage with the TAC AR over the Deadeye users unless they just hit nothing but headshots, which, that can happen. The headshot multiplier is higher, so it'll do more damage. But assuming they don't hit only headshots, in close range, you're probably better off with the TAC AR because the damage is the same. The range isn't going to matter in very close range. The hipfire accuracy on the TAC AR is incredible, and then also the fire rate is a bit better. So the weapon is solid, and I think if the Deadeye AR didn't exist, this would probably be the AR that most people would prefer. Is also a really good sniper complement weapon because, as I already touched on, it's a bit better in close and medium range than the Deadeye, basically. If you're, having a somewhat open fight in medium range, the TAC AR will probably win because of that higher fire rate and the fact that its range isn't a problem yet, and the lack of red dot isn't a problem. Where it really lacks is long range and kind of medium long range, The sniper can do that just fine. So if you are someone who snipes a lot, you enjoy running the sniper, and when you have it in your inventory, you're consistently using it, I think you can use that to shore up the weakness of the TAC AR while getting all of the strengths. And the main kind of areas where it struggle is, as I touched on, long range, kind of medium range, and very stalematey fights around cover. If you're playing a piece of cover and the opponent is playing a piece of cover and y'all are both showing very little, peeking in those situations with a red dot just feels significantly better to me, and trying to hit an enemy off cover that's only showing the top of their head just feels a lot easier with a red dot gun. If you have the sniper, you can kind of use the sniper in those situations and mitigate the disadvantage of the TAC AR. But even if you don't like sniping, it can be okay. The main thing you need to do is just avoid those problem scenarios. And I'm someone who likes running double mobility. And so when I was playing with it today, I was mostly just using the katana to reset and avoid those like really stalematey mid-range situations. That's like the biggest bit of problem, I think, and the hardest aspect of playing with this weapon is those situations pop up a decent amount in zero build. In long range, you often have a say in whether or not you're fighting. It's easier to get out of those. But those medium range stalemates is where this weapon really lacks, and you need to kind of identify that and probably avoid those areas. I really liked this when enemies were chasing me. If like they're pushing me in kind of close medium range, being able to just turn and fry with like the third person one, it's a little bit easier to acquire target than the red dot is in those situations. So there are definitely fights where the TAC AR feels better, but for most of, you know, playing the game, it's a bit easier to play with the Deadeye AR. Another area where I felt like the TAC AR really struggled is when people are using the wingsuit. So like I've enjoyed when enemies use the wingsuit because I can just beam them out of the air, but it was definitely a lot more inconvenient to do that with the TAC AR, not only because of it being third person, but also the damage range really falling off when someone was flying around. So I think the TAC AR is very good. It's a very underrated. If you enjoy sniping, definitely an option for you. If you just happen to get a high rarity version and only have low rarity Deadeye ARs, you might want to consider it. Or if you have ammo concerns, you might want to consider it. But for the most part, Deadeye AR is a meta for a reason, but the TAC AR can definitely be something good if you just want to switch it up or you find yourself in one of those scenarios. But that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to let some gameplay play out that I got using the TAC AR. If you enjoyed this, found it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. You just die, man. Somebody running at me, and somebody sniping at me, and somebody running behind him, but that might be a hired AI, I'm not sure. Yeah, it is. GG's. There's one person and that sniper. The blow base. There's a sniper. This fool? Yeah. I don't know where they went. They were just there. In that bush. Bro. Yeah, the guy made like bunkers on that house. This is gonna be extra. I don't know where he went because I saw him like using mobility to get over. Okay, he's in that bush. Like 180 damage, 170. He's probably dead to this other guy, yeah. GG's. Both those final two kills, I actually got like really decent damage on them. Like that one gets stolen from me, but doing 180 that quick is like not bad. And then the other one, I think I like 120'd him.